Hello everybody, hope that you are good. Maybe this is catching you by surprise. It's been a long time to be honest, but daily videos are coming back from today. So Monday to Friday, you can expect a daily video analyzing the price action of Bitcoin. We'll go through some trade setups and my thoughts about the current situation of the chart. But I also recommend you joining the free Telegram channel that I've created recently. During this time that I've been traveling and I've been busy with other investments, real estate, other projects. So I've been also posting in that channel some tips, some altcoin charts, a lot of altcoins to be honest, that we've traded. So I recommend you join in there because it's going to be active too. Okay, of course, X or Twitter is going to be active, but I think that the YouTube channel is going to be a big thing for us this year because it's a good way to communicate and basically to talk about the chart. Sometimes text is not enough, So we're going to go through the charts every day. First of all, daily time frame. What do I see here? Well, I mean, we've been going up since basically this consolidation zone, because to be honest, this was kind of a range here. Because if you mark this, okay, like this, you can see how this was clearly a range. Yes, you have some traps. For example, you have here a trap to the upside, another one here, okay, but pretty much this was a range. You can see that was sideways, okay. Then we had some expansion, and this looks quite similar to me, okay. This is another range. So if we mark it, actually I'm gonna go to the 4-hour time frame. It's gonna be easier to mark this this range, okay. You're gonna notice how this is another range here, okay. So if we do this, that's the range highs, and I'm gonna mark the range lows here, okay. You can see how this is another range. Of course, we had some traps again. We've had a small trap here. This was a strange, there was some kind of a short squeeze here, and they pushed price to 49k, but again, these are just deviations, same as this, okay. And you can see how, this is essentially a range and we are inside right now. So that's the structure that we are currently in. It's a range, guys, okay? And this can be quite choppy, especially for swing traders. Typical trading here would be to short the local, well, the range highs, and to long the range lows. But again, it works sometimes no, because if you short here, you probably get stop, okay? This obviously you get stop. This, if you long here, you're gonna get stop again. So that's not something that I always recommend, okay? Instead, when I see a range, I'm only looking for imbalances, because in a range that is sideways price action, price is naturally gonna go to fill some imbalances, okay? So that's what I'm aiming for, okay? I'm only looking for imbalances in a range. That's how I trade ranges pretty much, okay? What imbalances do I see? Well, there are two types of imbalances, mainly. I mean, there are many, but the two that I like the most in the charts are wicks and liquidity pools. So the first of all, I see a long wick here at the highs, 49k, and the 50% of the wick is around, I would say, 48k, okay? That's the 50% of the wick. Why do I mark the 50% of the wick? The guys in the course know, but price tends to get rejected also at the 50% of the wick. It doesn't necessarily need to go to the 100%. Okay, it can go to the 50%, get rejected, and then we'll consider that wick to be filled because it has gone at least to the 50% of it, okay? So that's the first imbalance, the wick to the upside. Now, we're gonna look for liquidity pools. I see a few liquidity pools. I like this one. Something fell there. It usually happens in the videos, I don't know why, I drop things. Okay, there is a liquidity pool here, this long candle here, okay? And to the upside, I see another liquidity pool, and it would be this one here, okay? That is a combination really of these two large red candles, right? So those are the two liquidity pools that I see in the chart. Those are the imbalances that price is gonna try to go to, okay? Now the order is what is complex. Is it gonna go first towards the liquidity pool to the downside, or are we gonna go up from here, go and fill this liquidity pool and also this wick? All right, that is what is the most difficult part. But the first thing is that you have to mark the imbalances that you see in the chart. All right, so I'm gonna take some quick notes here so we all can see. Right, those are the imbalances that I see. So seeing this chart, I will tell you that look at the size of this liquidity pool versus this liquidity pool. This liquidity pool is larger, and also we have a wick to the upside. So I would say right now that the liquidity is mainly to the upside. We're gonna check now the order book, we're gonna check the liquidation heat map, and we're gonna try to see if it's matching what I see in the chart with those external tools. Okay, so let's go. This is the order book, and we can see some red bars to the upside at 43,500 and 44,000. What does this mean? Okay, the order book is basically showing you the orders that traders place in the exchange. These orders are going to be limit orders, buy and sell limit orders. In this case, the red bars are to the upside, so they're going to be sell orders. Okay, if they are either buy or sell limit orders, they're going to be sell orders in this case. Now, the thing is that the order book, it only shows limit orders, and a limit order is also a take profits, a stop loss, a liquidation, and with the order book, you don't know which thing is. Okay, this can be a stop loss, a liquidation, or a sell limit order. Okay, it could be a sell wall. You don't know that, but the order book is basically telling us right now that there is more liquidity to the upside. So that's already giving you a little clue that maybe the chart is going to favor higher prices. Okay, so that's the first clue. The order book is saying higher prices at the moment. Also, you can see, by the way, at 42k, there is some liquidity, but less. Okay, it's less to the downside than to the upside. So mainly the liquidity is to the upside. We are on high block capital, and I want to check the liquidations, okay, in the 1 month time frame. So this is basically going to tell me that in the previous 30 days, okay, all the positions open in the previous 30 days, where are those liquidations of those positions? Are they to the upside or to the downside? Basically, I just want to know where the liquidity is. Okay, I have block capital is telling me that those liquidations are to the upside at 44,200. So could we say that the liquidity that we saw in the order book at 44k are liquidations? I would say so, okay? Because you have the confluence of high block capital telling you that at that same place there is a good amount of liquidations, right? So remember, in the order book you saw some liquidity at 44,000 and 43,500. 44,000 is liquidations. Now we're gonna go into the 7 days time frame, but the 1 month time frame is saying the same as the order book. The liquidity is to the upside. We should favor higher prices. Okay, 7 days time frame. I checked this chart earlier, and I can tell you that it's a mess at the moment, because we can see liquidations to the upside between 43,700 and also 44,500. So that's around pretty much a $900, $800 difference. That's a big area, to be honest. So that's not telling me that much information. Okay, yes, there is liquidity. There are liquidations between 43,650 and 44,000 something. Okay, the same. That matches with the order book. The order book was saying 43,500, I think. So there could be also liquidations. Okay, but to the downside, this can be a bit misleading. Okay, because to the downside there is also a lot of liquidations. A 41,450, 41,300. So this is what you have to be careful with, okay? If you remove this area here, and imagine that this chart doesn't say that there are liquidity to the downside, then you could say, okay, there is not much reason for price to go down. Price should go up straight away, because that's where the liquidity is in the market, okay, to the upside. But we have this zone here that I don't like. There could be a reason for price to go down at the moment, okay? And it's because there are some liquidations here. And why are there some liquidations to the upside and to the downside too? Well, basically because this is a range of consolidation, okay? People are just putting their bets, and sometimes people go into the chart like if they're in a casino, okay? So some people are going to go long, some people are going to go short. People also read the charts differently. So there is liquidity to hunt in both sides. So that's the part that we have to be very careful with, okay? But I just wanted to show you this, how I read the chart. If we check the liquidations, heat maps, and the order book, mainly the liquidity is to the upside, but there could be an intention to drop price lower first, okay? That's pretty much what I saw, what I said 2 days ago in the Bitcoin Tuesday update. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the chart. We're gonna make some projections and some ideas for trading. Okay, so we've collected all the information that we didn't have before from the order book and from the liquidation heat map. Now we're back in the chart, and we have to try to make sense of what we've seen. Okay, we have to try to make sense of all the information and use it for our trading setup. So first of all, I also wanted to point out this potential support that I'm seeing here. I also pointed this out in the Bitcoin Tuesday update on X on Twitter, and it's this zone over here. Okay, I'm gonna change the color to gray. You can see how price stopped in this area, here too, also here. We continue, and this continues. Okay, more here. Okay, well that's basically it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's quite a good support, to be honest. Okay, what I mean with this is that if price drops here, it doesn't necessarily need to go to the range lows. It can just go to this support here at 40,700 and bounce from here. Okay, it would partially retrace this liquidity pool. Of course, it can go lower, go to the range lows, and then it would retrace pretty much the entire liquidity pool. That would also be good. But what I mean is that don't try to place your bids. If you are going to place or buy orders, don't place them all at the exact, range lows. Don't place them at 40,321.35. Why? Because maybe it goes to 40,740 and it bounces from there. So if you are planning to go long from the range lows, it's always better to diversify those orders. Okay, split them into small orders. You can have more orders. So maybe 3 or 4 long orders get filled and 3 doesn't, but at least you are partially in the trade. Okay, sometimes you might otherwise get out of the trade for a few cents, and that's quite sad. So that's what I wanted to point out. That support that I like there. Now I want to take you to the 8 hours time frame, 50 MA. You want to see what I mean? Why the 8 hours? I want you to check the 50 MA. You see how it's respecting this moving average here. Support, 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 support. We are currently above support. Okay. Now, if you check here also, back into this range, support, 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 support. A bit of resistance, back at it, support, support, support. Okay. Now, if you go to the 4 hour time frame, that's usually the chart. Well, the time frame that I would use this, this 50 MA is not respecting it that well. So that's why I like to use it sometimes to the 8 hours time frame when I can see it more clear. All right. So we're gonna play with the 8 hours time frame 50 MA. Right now it's sitting at 42,520. Okay, and we're above support, which means that it potentially we could directly bounce from here. Okay, and just go higher. So that's one thing to consider. We can go into lower time frame to try to see if we can see something else at that zone, and I do. Okay, I can see also this liquidity pool here. That's another liquidity pool that is matching exactly at 42,500. Okay, so what I want to say with this is that it's possible the price bounces from here already and goes to fill, well, to retrace this liquidity pool and fills this week. So what I would do is, this is my plan. Okay, again, it's not financial advice. Only use this as confluence to the chart. Don't trade based on this. So I'm only telling you my opinion about the chart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to take a small long, a small size here. Okay, if we come to the 8 hour 50 MA again, I'll take a small long. Okay, with a small size, and I'm gonna aim for this liquidity pool. Okay, then if we see some consolidation here, then it's possible that we go and fill this week to the upside. All right, now if we close a candlestick below the 8 hours 50 MA, and in the next one, or the next ones, because it might be with one candle or 2, 3, 4 candles, we are testing it as resistance, the 50 MA in the 8 hours time frame. That is telling me to get out of that small long, okay, change to a short, aim towards this support here, this liquidity pool, range lows, whatever you want. If that happens, I'm gonna take most of my profits at this support here, at 40,700, okay? And then here is where I'm gonna diversify my long orders, okay? And I'm gonna start from 40,700 all the way down to 40,000. So that's $700 of basically building a long position, okay? Maybe we can see something like this and a fast recovery to the upside. That's what I'm seeing in the chart. I hope that was clear, okay? So basically, if price drops towards this area here, perfect, because that's the area I want to go long from, okay? I want to go long from this area. However, price might bounce from here because we are also above support. So I'm gonna take a very small size long here, okay, in case we bounce from here, because I don't want to miss that move. But if we close candles below the 50 MA in the 8 hours time frame, that small trade is invalidated. I flip to a short. I aim for these range lows, this support, this liquidity pool, and then here I built my long position for price to go back up. It's as simple as that. This might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. It might take a few days because the chart is quite slow at the moment, but that's essentially what I'm looking at, okay? So I hope that was clear. Then I basically agree with what the external tools we've been looking at says, because I've seen it also in the chart. I've seen this week, I've seen this liquidity pool. The order book tells me 44K and 43,500. The liquidation heat map tells me 44,200. So yes, the liquidity is to the upside. We should see we should see a move up before leaving this range. Okay. Now, do I think we're gonna break up from this range or break down from the range? I personally think that it'll be nice to test this area again here. Okay. We might test this area again here around 36K. So yes, I think that it's more likely we'll see, because with the high time frame, sometimes it's more difficult for me, but I would lean more towards a breakdown from this range here, okay? But first, I would like to see some recovery of these zones to the upside, and that's what I'm trading, all right? So I hope that was clear. I hope that was clear for the first video. If you like it, then I've never said this, but click the like button, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys, with a new update. So thank you so much for watching. See you soon.